Hello and welcome to my video. My name is Chuck Holmes. I'm the founder of parttimecommander.com. In today's video, we're going to discuss the Army Officer Minimum Time and Grade Requirements. Now, I did a video for this last week, but the sound quality just didn't turn out very well. So I'm doing a redo. Hopefully it sounds a lot better. The purpose of this video is to educate officers in the National Guard, Army Reserve, and even the active duty about the minimum time and grade that they need to have in each rank within the officer corps to get promoted. So let's get into it. And let me start by saying these needs or these requirements can change from time to time based off the needs of the Army. They can raise these minimum time and grade requirements. They can lower these minimum time and grade requirements. And they have done so throughout history based off the needs of the Army in wartime and peacetime. So make sure you check the current regulations to see what the minimum time and grade requirements are. So let's get started. And we're focused mostly on commissioned officers rather than warrant officers for this video. So if you are a second lieutenant, you're the butter bar, you're brand new, I'd like to say welcome to the officer corps. You're going to spend at the present moment 18 months as a second lieutenant. The maximum you can spend in that rank is 42 months. But at 18 months, you're going to get promoted to first lieutenant automatically. Your promotion is not going to go before a board. It's an automatic promotion. It's the only automatic promotion that I know of in the Army Officer Corps. And about 100% of second lieutenants get promoted to first lieutenant unless they do something really bad, like they kill somebody, they beat their spouse, they do something horrendous where they don't get promoted. But pretty much 100% of second lieutenants get promoted to first lieutenant. Now, as a first lieutenant, the minimum time you're going to spend in grade is 24 months. The maximum time in grade is 5 years. So you're going to spend between 2 and 5 years as a first lieutenant. And the minimum time in service is 4 years. So this is the first rank where you have a minimum time in service in addition to minimum time in grade. So to get promoted to captain, you have to have at least 4 years in the service, and you have to have at least 24 months time and grade. And your packet is going to go before a promotion board, and about 100% of first lieutenants get promoted to captain, or really close to that, probably 95, 98, 99% in that range, unless you did something catastrophic to kill your career. Now, as a captain, the minimum time and grade is 4 years. So you're going to be a captain at least 4 years. The maximum time and grade is 7 years. So remember, 4 to 7 years is the range of how long you're going to be a captain for. The minimum time in service is 10 years. So you're not going to get promoted to major until you've had at least 4 years as a captain and until you've been in the service at least 10 years. And about 80% of officers who meet the requirements get promoted to the rank of major. And it might even be higher than that in today's Army. Next, we have getting promoted to lieutenant colonel. So you're a major for a minimum of 4 years. You're a major for a maximum of 7 years. And your minimum time in service before you can get promoted to lieutenant colonel is 16 years. And about 70% of the officers who are majors get selected to the rank of lieutenant colonel. And that could be even higher in today's Army. Finally, we have 05 to 06. So you're a lieutenant colonel. You want to get promoted to the rank of colonel. You have to be a lieutenant colonel for at least 3 years. Your minimum time in service is 22 years before you can get promoted to full bird. And about 50% of the officers who meet the requirements will be promoted to the rank of colonel. Now, a lot of officers retire as a lieutenant colonel. They don't even stick around because they get their 20-year mark and they're done. But if you stayed in, you hit the 22-year mark, you've been a lieutenant colonel for at least 3 years, you have a pretty high likelihood of getting picked up for colonel as long as you've knocked out your schools, you've stayed in shape, those basic things. Now, let's just talk about some trends in Army officer promotions. And I did skip the general ranks because most people never become generals. And the process of getting promoted to general is a little bit trickier. Maybe I'll make a different video on that in the future. So most officers hold a rank for about 5 to 7 years, especially in the field grade officer ranks. And I would also chime in and say that just because you have reached the minimum time and grade, it doesn't mean you're going to get promoted instantly right away. So that's just the minimum. Once you hit the rank of captain and beyond, your promotions might be a little bit slower. And I think there are some benefits of getting promoted at minimum time and grade. There are also some drawbacks. The major drawback is you get a lot less experience. That extra 1 or 2 years in each rank, even though it might suck at the moment, that's going to allow you to have more jobs. That's going to allow you to have more leadership experience. That's going to allow you to learn more about your branch. I think it's going to make you a more well-rounded, better officer. And just because you get promoted at minimum time and grade for a few ranks, it doesn't mean you're going to become a colonel or a general. You might peak out early. I've known several generals that got promoted at minimum time and rank in pretty much every rank. And I know other generals who never got promoted at minimum time and rank in any rank. So there's really not an indicator just because you're getting promoted quickly that you're going to go to the top ranks. I'd also like to add in that if you're in the National Guard, just because you get selected for a promotion doesn't mean you're going to get it. You still have to find a slot. Whereas in the reserve and in the active duty Army, once you're selected for promotion, you're going to get a sequence number. They're going to find you a slot. That's not how it works in the Guard. I know a lot of people who were selected for a rank but didn't get it because they couldn't find a slot in their state. So just keep that in mind. What you want to do is you want to check out AR 135-155. This is going to tell you about the current Army officer minimum time and grade requirements. It's also going to explain the military education requirements, the civilian education requirements, and time and service requirements for each rank. Just keep in mind that as I close out this video, you are an Army officer, which is awesome. It is your job to manage your career. No one is going to manage your career like you are. No one's going to care about your promotions as much as you do. You want to have a combination of experience. You want to get promoted in a timely manner. Maybe at some ranks you get promoted at minimum time and grade, and in other ranks, maybe you just stick around that rank a little bit longer and get that extra experience like we talked about. And my final piece of advice is some advice that I received from one of my mentors back in the day. He's a retired colonel, great guy. And what he told me was this. He said, Chuck, I believe a first lieutenant at the time. He said, Chuck, you want to stay at the bottom as long as you can and then go straight to the top. So basically, as a second lieutenant, first lieutenant, and a captain, you want to spend all your time in a company. As you become a senior captain and a major, you want to spend all your time in a battalion, an operational battalion, and an operational company. And this is basically a deployable go-to-war unit, which is what the Army is all about. Once you've done that, you want to go straight to the top. You want to go to the brigade positions, the division positions, the positions working for a general, but get that troop time. And by being in a battalion and lower, you are getting all of that valuable troop time, which shapes you, which molds you, which gives you experience with soldiers, which is going to in return make you a better officer. So this is my training about the Army officer minimum time and grade requirements. You can see on this photo right here, what you want to do is you want to map out each officer rank. You want to know exactly your minimum time and grade, your minimum time in service, what jobs you need to have based off your branch, based off your career field, so that you can be strategic. You can have a game plan for your officer career, and you can position yourself for success by doing the things that you know you need to do. So in conclusion, these are the current Army officer minimum time and grade requirements that I found online. It could change by the time you watch this video. Make sure that you educate yourself, make sure that you're proactive and you manage your career so you can have a fulfilling, a successful career that you want and deserve. And keep in mind, if you are squared away, you're probably going to move up through the ranks pretty quickly. If you know what needs to be done and you do it and you do a great job at networking and managing your career, I don't see promotions coming slowly. In fact, every officer I've known that's moved up through the ranks pretty quickly, they have followed the advice in this video. They were the tip of the spear. They were proactive. They did the basic things and did them well, because so many officers don't, especially in the Guard and Reserve. They kind of just wander through their career. If you have a plan, if you're proactive, if you have things in place and you're strategic and you're organized, you're going to get promoted. It's almost impossible not to. So with that, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for your service. Don't forget to check out the description box below this video to see additional resources that might help you. I would really appreciate if you liked this video, if you left a comment, and you subscribe to my channel. With that, Thank you for watching my video today. Thank you for your military service, and I hope you have a great day.